but it should still go to his channel.
Huh?
But it should still go to his channel.
All right, we're live, gentlemen.
Hey, Tom, how we doing?
Jim, how are you?
Good. Let's give it a couple seconds and wait for some people to join.
But it should still go to his channel.
All right, we're live, gentlemen.
Hey, Tom, how we doing?
Jim, how are you?
Good.
That's me.
Give it a couple seconds and wait for some people to join. All right, we're live, gentlemen. Give it a couple seconds and wait for some people to join. Right now I'm showing one viewer, so we'll give it just a moment.
One.
Thank you to whoever you are.
Right now I'm showing one viewer, so we'll give it just a moment.
One.
I mean, we'll be a little seminar for one person.
All right, it's starting to get some people in.
Great. Yeah.
All right, it's starting to get some people in.
I really wish I could be there.
That's good.
All right, we're at 6. It's starting to build.
Good. Cool. 6 important people.
That's what I'm saying. 6 people that want to learn what goes beyond.
All right, we're at 6. It's starting to build.
So 6 is the threshold 600? You gonna wait till 600? That was one of those. You gotta see my nonverbal in order to know that I'm joking.
Welcome to this segment of the NASO 2020 Summit and one of the most refreshing parts of the summit, equipment and taking care of the most important part of the sports official, you. I am joined tonight by the premier sports official and equipment supplier, Umpatire. They can be found at umpatire.com. So I'd like to introduce the two people who will be our hosts for tonight, Jim Kirk, who is the president and CEO of umpatire.com, and Ty Unthank, a baseball umpire who is a member of the Big South, the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, the Mid-South Conference, and he's the social media and customer service specialist for Umpatire. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tommy.
Tommy. Thanks for helping us out.
And Ty Unthank, a baseball umpire who's a member of the Big South, the Kentucky
Our turn.
So, gentlemen, tell us some things about Umpire and NASO.
Well, Umpire.com has been around since 2006, under my watch, and we are very happy to be here with the NASO Summit, the virtual summit. When it was canceled this year, we were very disappointed because we've been going for years. I think the first one we went to was in 2008 or 9 in Denver, and so we haven't missed one. And so this year we were going to miss one until NASO, in their infinite wisdom, decided to have a virtual summit at home. And so this allows us to keep our streak alive. So we're happy to be here. We have been going to summits. Let's see, I think this would be our 12th summit. And so we've been all across the country. We've been in New Mexico, San Antonio, Tucson, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Cleveland, Ohio, New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go? You've been to
I went to New Orleans. New Orleans is mine.
So you went to one and you picked New Orleans. So
Right.
you're the smartest employee here, right? So what did you think about your experience in New Orleans at the NASO Summit?
It was definitely great to see the amount of officials that are out there. I mean, the first day of Louisiana Day, seeing the turnout for officials that want to know more about what's going on in the market was just amazing. And
Right.
then to see how much they want to know about products and how much they want to know about the changes in officials and officiating was eye-opening.
Yeah, it's really how the summits work, right? And you know this. You've done one in New Orleans, and it is. I don't want to say it's the same every year but the setup is similar, right? So they give us a room or give us an area close by to where the actual meetings are going to be and the in-person speaking engagements and presentations and things like that. And so that gives everyone an opportunity to walk by our booth, and along with other booths that are there. There are lots of booths, companies you would not think of, and it's not all officiating gear and apparel companies. It's other companies, video review companies. The NFL comes often and sets up a booth. It's a really neat atmosphere, and you get a chance to meet and greet people from all over the country. And you just don't have that very often. So we really appreciate the NASO for having that summit every year so that people can get together. And it provides us an opportunity, especially as an online company, to get to meet a lot of our customers in person or catch up with them in person, where we don't get to do so as much throughout the year. And I'm sure you experienced that, right? That face-to-face.
Well, seeing a name that I see on orders and on Facebook and on our social media, and then actually meeting that person and being able to put a face with that, say, oh my gosh, we've laughed and joked about so many things and talked about so many gear and apparel related stuff, but now I actually get to, know somebody out there that I've helped.
Yeah, that's great, and that's got to make you, it's got to help your morale and to know that it's not just you in this office every day, working with phone calls and emails and people on social media. They're put a face to a name, and that's got to be enthusiastic for you to do that.
Makes it real.
Which is probably why you were really disappointed when this was not happening.
Absolutely.
This year. We had planned for that as always. But what I like about what we're doing tonight is we're going to pretend just like we were there, right? I mean, that's how we've been planning this event, just like we were there. And so, so what we do, our philosophy is we don't bring things to sell. Okay, it's not our goal to come and bring a bunch of items and hope that we can make a lot of money selling items. Since it is a leadership conference and it is there to talk about the trends in the industry for officials, we take that as, well, we are the leading authority for sports officiating gear and apparel, especially in the umpire market. So what we do every year is we bring what is new. Okay, we bring the new stuff that we think people will find interesting. And so what we've done this year is we have wrapped a lot of the new things into a set of topics that we feel are trends in the market that circle around this, the overall title for tonight's topic, which is protection beyond the basics, right? And so I feel really good about this in the sense that, the people that are watching, we're going to try to give you the same experience through going through. So if you stop by our table or our booth at the NASO Summit and they say, what have you got here, right? That's a pretty typical comment. What have you got here? What'd you bring? What'd you bring us, right? Show me something, right? And so we will go down the line and just show what we got and then share our insights on what's trending and what's important, what's beneficial, so that those officials that do come to the summit can be better educated, not just what they're getting in the classroom or the presentations, but also at the booth with what we're doing with Gear and Apparel. So I know, Ty, you were really instrumental in bringing items that met some of the trends. And so let's go. You think we're ready to jump into that?
I'm ready to jump in.
Okay, one thing I will add is, obviously we're forgetting one thing, just we are wearing masks today. Okay, we're wearing in Kentucky. You know, we're required in our business that if we're together within, and we can't social distance, and we're not able to social distance on this call, that we're required to wear face coverings. And so we've got the Smitty face coverings on. Ty's wearing his favorite, black and white. I'm wearing my favorite, stars and stripes. And so, so that's why we're wearing a mask tonight. I'm not crazy about wearing a mask, not my favorite thing, but these masks to me, they fit me well. They're comfortable. I have no problem talking in them, breathing. Hopefully everyone out there can hear us, right? Tommy, you think the voice is all good? You see you shaking your head. And so
you're sounding pretty good. What you guys might want to do is when Ty gets in, you may want to like scoot off a little bit so Ty can take off his mask and make it a little bit easier.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay. Yep. And that way he can project a little bit better.
Well, we're all learning, right? I know everyone watching, it's been that kind of year where we're all learning and adjusting to what is, and we're hoping that we can get through all this together. And we're so glad that those who are on the call tonight have joined us and taken their time to come listen to us, and hopefully we will be beneficial and you will find it of value. Tommy, are people able to comment on this panel?
They are able to comment, and I have people already commenting, people like
Great. Bob
Boehner, Ray Brownlee, Paul Allman, Gregor Brangyar. You don't get anything special for me saying your name. Sorry, Bob Boehner, but I just wanted to go ahead and let you all know you were there.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I'll dive right in.
Let's dive right in, okay. And then you lead, and then I'll jump in when I feel it needs to be.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to jump off a video, give you guys the full screen, and I'll talk to everybody when we get back at the end of the webinar.
We'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay. So I've really fell in love with, what is head protection. The main thing when we get on the field, it's you got your arms, you got that, but the biggest thing has been concussions. How do we reduce? How do we deflect concussions? How can we better protect ourselves when we're working? Because we want to come back to the field and we want to keep working. We want to use the best products that have been scientifically tested over and over again to provide that protection and those results. So I think one of the biggest ones is Force 3. Great product, a little heavy on my taste, but again, you're looking at an S3. That's their trademark wording there. It's basically a suspension system, just like you would have in your car. It's got an outer frame here, 3 sets of springs. There are 2 sets here, so each set has 2 sets of springs. Boom, 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 and boom. It's got an outer frame, so when an impact comes in, it compresses, takes the blow, and then reflects it back out. And you also have the feature of a wraparound pad system here and a nice, comfortable leather padding on the inside. Force 3 has their featured throat guard, and again, position that in the correct spot so when it comes back, it hits you in the chest protector, not the throat. So Force 3, excellent product. Check them out with the S3 technology there. Move pretty quick through some of these masks. One of the new ones to the market, I believe in the last year, did we get this one? Last year, a year ago, was the Under Armour finally got in the game with a wind packed pad. So this Under Armour frame with wind pack padding. Windpack is another company out there that has been working in football helmets to reduce the impact when you take a shot and reducing that force. And what it is basically an air bladder system. So let's go back to the car reference. You have an airbag in your car, impact comes in, boom, and it disperses. So impact comes in, and the wind pack padding is an airbag, comes in, air goes out, and it refills really quick. So the difference here is that traditional foam pads are going to deteriorate over time. Oxygen gets in there and deteriorates that foam. So eventually you work through the pad and it eventually just deteriorates to where it's not as effective. I believe the WinPact is an answer to that. We haven't had enough kind of testing to say when to change them. But again, you're talking about an air bladder system, not something that's going to be taken and defeated by the oxygen in the air. So Impact pulls back out, fills back up with air, just like an airbag in your car. Also, the unique kind of ingrated pad molds into the frame. So the frame's within, it's kind of built in. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of built into the padding. It's got grooves, real nice shape across the face. So it's not going to like grip. It's going to nice and set on your face there. So WinPact pads, Under Armour frame with WinPact padding is one of the newest innovations in pads. I haven't seen an innovation in pads in the last, what, 10 years? So we move on to All-Star. Let's keep on rolling. All-Star magnesium frame. This is a FM 4000 mag. So you're looking at a very lightweight frame. I think the Under Armour was at like 16 something ounces. All-Star magnesium weighs in about 14 and a half, if I'm not mistaken. You can check the website for that exact rating. But the great thing about this All-Star mag mask is the no weld construction. This is injected magnesium. So they get that magnesium nice and hot, inject it into a mold, so then it hardens, there's no welds. Other masks, you might have a weak point at the weld. So All-Star saw that and said, how can we make a better mask? No welds. So all these points are the strongest that they can be. And then you have the shape, which is much different. It's more of a, let's see, like a triangular shaped instead of the more rounded shape. So that gives you deflections off the side here, off the side, off the top. It's more of a deflected back, slanted top here. So other than just the frame itself, let's go to the pads. All-Star worked with many major league catchers to see what do you want. So you'll see this frame and this style of pad on many major league catchers. Keep an eye out for it. And you're also seeing it on major league umpires. It's become very popular. They extended the frame down past the bars, so you get a nice grip, nice big pad. And when if you get a rock or something, it's really not that frame isn't going to come back and hit you. But let's get into the pads even more. Again, lightweight, airy pad here, but what is behind the frame here? So Impact comes in, and then you have a ABS plastic plate that runs the whole gamut of this bottom pad. So Impact comes in, hits the frame, and then is also dispersed by the ABS plastic plate. And then you have your traditional foam in the back. So you have just another layer of protection that's really going to deflect and keep that force off of you and just disperse it. The whole goal is to disperse the impact. You can't prevent the ball from hitting you, but let's give that force somewhere else to go other than our head. Similar with Champro. Champro came out with another, again, magnesium. Magnesium has been probably the biggest change in going from hollow steel or aluminum, all lightweight, but magnesium comes in probably at the lightest weight. So Champro got in the game and has more of a Japanese style frames, much smaller in here. But again, you have the deflection, flat bars, so you have good vision. So more just lightweight, no weld systems. These magnesium are all injected and have that no weld construction. So you keep the integrity of your frame.
Well, I appreciate you going over all of this here. And you know, the thing that I see is an overall trend is you have these innovations where we do something different. It's not just a standard steel frame, like you said, or an aluminum frame or a titanium frame. It's something different. So you see in Force 3 where they're doing something different with the double frame, right? So that it provides some impact protection with the suspension system. Not only that, we want to mention the Force 3 padding is a multi-layered system, right? It's got multi-layers of foam. There's a layer of Kevlar, there's a layer of memory foam for comfort. You've got the leather on the back. Probably as far as like an overall construction and engineering of a pad, Force 3 has really done a lot to it versus just a standard one foam all the way through pad.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I've always been impressed with what Force 3's tried to do as far as innovation. You know, the WinPack, I think you hit that nail on the head. That's a completely different animal.
Mhm.
You've got the bladder system, like you mentioned, the air goes out and then it comes back in. And so that's a neat idea. And then, you know, then the sort of the All-Star and the Rampage mask, the All-Star magnesiums are a new, you know, idea where they've got, you know, deflection points and, you know, more airs to deflect. But the one thing that I like better on the mag mask than on the Champro is this hard, you can hear that, that's hard plastic that sits on the top of the pads. That's one of those things, I don't know why anyone didn't think of that kind of a thing, right? Like we should have been doing that before, right? You know what I'm saying? So you've got one extra layer. So this is the layer that if you get hit, there's going to be some effect, you know, where the force is gone away from you, right? It's the force is deflected. And then what's left is then you've got the absorption with a pretty substantial big pad on the back as well. So while we haven't been able to figure out a way to protect everyone completely on the field, unless you want to call from the stands, which we know some people think that they can do a better job calling from the stands, right, than the umpires. But there have been some advancements in mask. We've seen it with Force 3, we've seen it with All-Star, and we've seen it with Champro, right, and then the Under Armour. So, but I think when we're talking about head protection, that leads us into this next product.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about this next product?
I love this product. And it's not getting enough. Everybody kind of wanted the skull cap, and we're going to talk about skull cap later on. But let's talk about the unequal flex shell. This flex shell is something that can fit into your cap, basically just a flexing shell and an inner layer. Gives you 320 degree. There is a small opening in the back, but you have your foam on the inside here, the unequal foam. So it's going to give nice comfort there. And again, that's more of the deflection and taking away that force that comes in. But everybody wants to wear a skull cap, but let's still wear a baseball cap or a regular umpiring cap. And this unequal flex shell fits into your cap just like so. It slides in. You see I've already got it in there. I'm going to work it around the sweatband. Almost there. Make it all nice and worked in under the sweatband. Center it up. I wear a large, extra large. I'm a 7 3/8 cap. I'm still in a 7 3/8 cap here. Make sure I get it all snug down in there. And then I throw it on. And nobody knows when I've got my mask on that I'm wearing a cap or I'm wearing a hard shell protection. So you just snug it on there and you go out and you have that extra protection that nobody knows you're wearing. You still wear you still wear your umpiring cap, and you get all the protection of a hard shell on your head. So, I mean, what a big advancement that Unequal has given to the umpire market that was demanding and asking so much for that extra head protection on the backside. So when you get a bat that comes around or something, or just more deterrent from a baseball and deflecting and getting that force away from your head and just giving you an extra layer. So again, nobody knows you're wearing it. It's a little secret of ours. And I think that it will change the game if it goes. Yeah, sure.
I want to really emphasize what I like about this more than anything. The umpire gear market from the manufacturer side has been pushing umpires to wear helmets, right? Hockey style helmets for a number of years. I recall when the Shock Effects came out that it really, the Shock Effects helmet, if those of you remember, which had springs. The Force 3 has springs on its traditional mask, but the All-Star, the Wilson helmet, Shock Effects had springs on the front, right? And so people were really pushing that, saying that was going to be the next big thing. But that ends up being an example where the market doesn't prefer the helmet. Most people do not prefer the helmet. 95%, 90% of our customers purchase masks over helmets. Okay, people say helmet's too hot. Okay,
Bulky.
it's bulky. What I do with it when it comes off, how do I carry it around? What I do when I've got to run down third base. A lot of people just want to run to go with traditional masks. And so what this does is it provides you the ability to stay with your traditional mask, but it also gives you some wraparound protection, right? You've got it all the way here. So if you get hit on the side or on the top, some of you guys might be working some games where there's a backstop up here and the balls come down, hitting the top, you're not going to have that issue anymore. Todd talked about there being a little bit of gap in the back. That gap is mainly for sizing, right?
Mhm.
Because when you put it on, you don't end up having, but only maybe a small gap here, right? And so you've got this all-around protection. So let's put a force-free mask or a mag mask on there, and you can see. Let's put the mag mask on. Let's talk about it a little bit. So with this on, the one thing that's nice about this is you've got your layer of padding here, this extra layer down here, because people will say, well, how come All-Star did not make the layer of padding up here, the extra layer? Okay, well, one reason is they work with catchers who already have a hard shell. Okay, now we are not going to talk tonight about the skull cap from All-Star because that's going to be announced in 2 days on our Zoom call with the All-Star Cobalt launch. So we didn't want to take anything away from that launch. So, but you will find on Thursday night that you will see the skull cap with a full cap, hard shell, with a little small, maybe giving a little bit too much away.
Yeah, a little bit.
With the bill, not a typical coach's helmet bill, right? It's made. This is what we're going to announce on Thursday night is made for umpires. The point is, the trend in head protection, okay, besides what we talked about with the mask, is supplemental protection with something like the Unequal that fits in your cap, or what you'll find with the All-Star Cobalt skull cap, which is an all-in-one cap with a hard shell. So if we had this, if NASO said we're going to talk about 5 or 6 trends tonight in umpiring, and said you've got to pick one, you can't pick all of them. This is what I would pick. This has been popular, and we can't wait to get the skull cap in from Cobalt, because we hope to be able to put on more heads more wraparound protection. Now put that cap back on. Now we don't have protection here. We don't have protection here, right? Now with the mask, we have protection on the face, but we don't have protection in the back. But at least we have it up here, right? So we're getting there, right? So we went from having 50% protection to having 75% protection, if you want to put it in, overall coverage, right? So you got your whole coverage here, and you're covered half up here, or a quarter up here, and then but still not down here. Okay, so this is what I'm excited about more than anything. So I think that's hopefully we talked enough about that, and we'll move on to some other things. We've got a lot to talk about, because usually when you come out of the booth, we run through this stuff really quick. You got other things to other booths to go to, and you got maybe you only have a few minutes for presentations, and so we're going to go through some other things. You ready to go? We're going to segue into what we call supplemental protection, right?
More supplemental. Yeah.
Because the Unequal is considered supplemental in the sense it's not traditional, right? And you put it in your head. So we focus on head protection, and now we're transitioning to supplemental protection. We start with the Unequal, and then you could take these products and talk about those trends.
First off, when we protected our head, now you got to protect yourself against those rogue foul balls, the ones that the catcher can't control, the ones that are just going to sneak by and they're going to get you in the arm. So that's why I like the G-Form wrist guard. Slides on, nice and comfortable here. Again, this is just that extra step to keep you protected. So you can put it anywhere, kind of wrap it around on your wrist. If you when you get into a box set, say you're here, you can kind of focus where you most likely get hit. I always take one on the wrist, the top of the hands there. So again, it's wrist protection. You slide it up a little bit, it becomes a little bit more forearm protection. But the thing is, this G-Form material, once it hits, it hardens. And forgive me, don't know the material that's inside here. It's a little bit
It's
more
a-
scientific
it's-
than,
It's a soft.
yeah, soft anything is over there. So again, impact hardens up, stiffens up, so it protects you and everything underneath, so you don't come away with those big bruises, like those colorful bruises we're all so proud of. But let's keep in the game and not have to wear one and have ice on us all day later. Again, so let's go on further down, more pretty colors, but let's prevent those with Force 3s, Kevlar padding, and their tights. I'm not going to put them on, but you can check the site. We have a really good 2-minute review on the Force 3 tights. So traditional compression tights, this is the second version of these tights. So I really think that Force 3 has stepped it up with the compression feeling. I really like the quality of this feeling. The waistband's been much more advanced than the V1. So I was so happy to see that it was just more of a compression feeling and that compression material. You know what I'm talking about. It's more just snug. So Kevlar pad it can form, so it's really malleable here. Again, you're going to have that protection, and it slides into this little pocket here. This would be a lot better if I had it on, but it slides right into the pocket. So now when we come up, we go down to a set, this pad is protected us along that inside thigh. So those nasty shots that come in and hit us right in the meat there, that's the one that stings. And I love that this is going to be in that position to take away and deflect and not leave me all bruised and pretty colors.
Well, hey, Todd, thanks for sharing that. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. They have been trying to get you guys to get in the slot, right? That's been going on for a while. Okay, it started major league level, minor league level, college level. Get in the slot. Get your head as far out of the way of the impact zone as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here's what happens. You're in the slot. Now you have things that were exposed, that were not exposed, that were protected from the catcher. Now it's exposed. Okay, so before, when you're right over the catcher, your arms were not hanging out, your thighs weren't open, but your head was not protected. Okay, so they wanted you to move over in the slot. Well, guess what? Now you're not as protected. Okay, so you've got one leg hanging open and you got one arm and one wrist. So we have seen a major trend in bruises, broken bones, wrist bones especially. Wrists are very vulnerable. Okay, small bones in the area. You've got 2,400 pounds of force coming with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 2,400 pounds of force. And you're standing back there because umpires are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, female, male, all umpires are tough. You wouldn't be back there, right? And so, but because we've moved you away, I'm saying me, we, the industry, your clinics, your signers, moves you out of the slot. Your medical examiners, your medical executive medical directors with whoever you're part of. Now you're more exposed. And I have never seen so many broken bones, bruises on the arms and on the legs. And so, I don't know how many, I can't see from here how many are on tonight, but feel free to share if you have, had this issue. And so we're trying to fix it. We're trying to fix the broken bats with the head. We're trying to fix the issues with the arms. I know that I've watched a lot of baseball this summer, maybe more than I've watched in a while. And the one thing I see a lot of, and we're going to talk about another thing too, but one thing I do see a lot of, people wearing the Evo shields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evo shields is one. We didn't pull out the Evo shields. G-form's another one that we have. Of course, the Evo shields, you have a technology that will form to you.
Mm-hmm.
You heat it up and it forms to you once, right? Whereas technology like the G-form is soft, and then you hit it and it gets hard. And then you have product like Force 3. A lot of people say with Force 3, with like the tights, is they say this looks weird. I put it in and it won't go down. It will go down. You just need to have more time to it will eventually shape. Same thing with their chest protector. You need to wait. It will mold to you, right? Take time with heat, and over time it will mold. Okay, and so we're trying to save your arms, and you're trying to save your thighs, because now you're in the slot more with these items. And so we're thankful that Force 3 and Jason Klein came up with these and then he also improved them. I mean, the first generation was nice, but we were having some guys who were smaller guys saying the compression wasn't enough and that these were falling down, right? So Jason, even though he had just launched the product a few years ago and had, when you're in this business, you have to buy a lot of things and have a lot of inventory to move things. He came up with this because he wanted to make a better product. So this is the version 2. You're right. Compression is tighter, so you don't have that issue anymore. So this is the best thing on the market to protect your inner thighs as an umpire. Where these are situated is not where a catcher would have them situated. It's where an umpire is situated. And Jason, with him having so many years as a AAA umpire and then running Jim Evans School, he knows, and the people at Force 3 know where you get hit. So that's why they came up with this in your thighs. So head protection, supplemental protection. Those are the trends that we've already talking about. What's the next trend, Ty?
I do want to note that these will be, if you have the original one, these Kevlar pads are the same and they'll fit into these.
Yep.
But let's move on. Let's keep rolling. Heat shields. Can I go heat shields? Heat shields. Do you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah,
You're
dude.
kind of,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is your baby.
I'm on a roll. I love heat shields. This is okay. So we talked about supplemental protection from a force standpoint. I got it. I can do it. You all do a lot of stuff for me at the office. I can do some stuff too. So we talk about force protection, right? This is temperature protection. Here's the other trend I saw all summer: hot feet. I mean, hot feet. So there's a really great 16-minute dish call, right?
Yeah,
this video that you and I did. It's on the website. It's on our YouTube channel. Where we talked about this for 16 minutes and the origin of this, but we're not going to get into that. You can go and look into that, and we'll move on to some other products. But the great thing about this, it provides a heat barrier between the turf that can get 120 degrees and your feet, right? We talked about the shoes can be a conductor of heat. Okay, rubber conductor of heat, and turf hot as can be. People out there dancing in the feet, right, and dancing on the turf. And so this is a heat barrier. New on the market, patented. It's going to be the next big thing for players, coaches, and umpires love it more because they spend more time on the field than anybody.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so this is a product that I fell in love with, and the people that make it out of East Tennessee, Rusty and Leanne Gregg, and their family, including Mackenzie, who had the opportunity to meet, and they basically sold me on this product. And this has been one of the most popular new products that we've had on the market this summer, because of the trends of the turf. I've never seen so many games played on turf this summer. I mean, every field I went to was turf, and it was hot this summer, right? And so $25 is what these cost, and don't burn your feet.
Reduce the heat by 50 degrees.
Yeah. Don't burn your feet. Get the heat shields. It's going to be the new standard. And it looks like, well, what is this? It just kind of flat. No, it will mold to your feet just like the other things. It'll mold over time. It'll fit your feet just perfectly. And they come in different sizes. You don't have to cut them. You just get your size. And if you have an issue with the heat, whether you are a baseball umpire, softball umpire, football referee, and you have those issues, you need this. I mean,
it's everyday work
right.
too. If you're out just working.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could. I mean, we could. We're talking about umpiring and officiating, but this is something that could work for construction, or if you're outside a lot, multiple uses. So we just love this product. But you can find out more about it. Like, you can find out a lot about our products on our YouTube channel with all of our videos. We have dish videos, how-to crew how-to videos, official 2-minute review videos. We like to try to educate our customers. We don't sell our customers. We mentioned that we go to NASO Summit. We don't go to sell. We haven't tried to sell anybody anything, not yet, right? We're just telling you what the trends are and what other people are doing.
Keep rolling. Let me know the Cool Blues.
Cool Blues. Okay. More protection on the temperature side, right?
So we've talked about we talked about reducing the heat on our feet, but let's reduce the heat that a chest protector would apply to us. So a lot of chest protectors, they don't have that airy give. The Schutt has a nice airy foam. Force 3 has a nice airy foam, but a lot of chest protectors are still using that thick foam padding, that inch thick foam padding. So a local umpire here, right across the bridge, we're in Louisville, he's in Indiana, and he had this idea, brought it to our buyer a while back, called the Cool Blues. This is basically a pouch here that wraps around your chest protector. So you wrap the inside around the chest protector, and you fill up these thermofreeze pouches. You just run it underwater. It fills up about an inch or so thick, and you then slide it into this pouch, press it against your chest, and oh my gosh, you have just this pressing cold feeling the whole time you're behind the dish. So say it's 96 degrees. I worked with a guy that I had him test it out. You can check it out. Again, our a nice little video on that. He said it lasted about 3.5, 4 innings. And 3.5, 4 innings to keep your body core temperature down will make the entire difference in that last 3 innings or 5 innings, whichever you're working. I know a lot of guys and girls are still work 7 innings. This is that answer to a long day on the field. So throw one in, keep it frozen, and then if you got another plate right after that, keep the other one ready to go. Slide it right in. You can do back to back games if that's how you do. You can wear it on the bases too, like just wrap it around yourself. But I say this has been just a really cool innovation that our friend Brad Finken, I'm gonna drop his name, but he had this idea and he pitched it to us, and we said, "Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Let's roll with it." And it's been a hot ticket to keep you nice and cool. Love the Cool Blues. Love them.
Well, let me comment because I like commenting on this, and I appreciate you always doing such a good job on the videos and really educating people in depth the way that you do.
Mhm.
But here's the deal, guys. I'm just going to talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you like I do everybody else. This is how I treat my staff. This is how I treat people. I treat them like I'm their, from a very fatherly nature, right? And so, so here's the deal. Protect yourself while you're out there. Okay. Get the best head protection that you can get for yourself. Okay. I'm not saying to get a hockey style helmet, because hockey style helmets, and I've said this so many times, and I keep saying it because I just want to preach it. They're not always more protective. It depends on where you get hit, and it depends on the hockey style helmet. Some hockey style helmets are better to get hit here, and some you don't want to get hit here. And sometimes you might get hit in traditional mask. Let's say here, there's more padding here than what's on a hockey style helmet. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to go along with where you are and what you want. And if you're somebody that prefers a traditional mask, right? Front hanging mask, we want to try to give you as much protection as we can. And that's why you see companies like Force 3, All-Star, Under Armour being innovative with that. And then we've got the supplemental head protection. But don't forget also the cooling protection. Okay. So we talked about the Cool Blues as a way to stay cool on the plate. All right. Really, it's kind of a simple gadget. I mean, it's simple. It's a pouch with a cooling product and with a strap around it. Okay. And it's made in the USA. It's made by Brad's sister in South Carolina. He ships materials to her, and she makes it and sends it to us. And it's money that you pay for this goes in the pocket of a local umpire. And they call it the Cool Blues. Same thing with the heat shields. Okay. The heat shields, if your feet stay cool, then your body stays cool. So especially if you're working a lot of games in the summer, it's going to be helpful to have products like this, Cool Blues and the heat shields, to keep your body temperature down so that you don't fatigue as much. And then on top of that, don't forget, if you've had a hot day, okay, and you've done a lot of games and you're absolutely worn out, there's some other products in the market that are good. Okay, I wasn't going to show this, but I'm on a roll now in thinking about ways to protect people. I love this product. This is called the Catalyst Cryo Scarf. Now, people see this and they think this is something you wear on the field to keep you cool. You could wear it on the field to keep you cool. You could do that. But this product was designed to be something to wear post-game. Okay, so you put it on. All right, you put the scarf on. All right,
After you frozen it.
Right? Yeah. So you put it on, and not only does it keep your neck cool, what it does is the carotid arteries that go up and down your neck, okay, they will cool as they pass blood up and through your brain. All right. So it's a way to keep you cool. So take care of yourself out there with the best head protection you can get, trying to stay cool in the field, and try to recover afterwards as much as you can. Right. And so whether you use this or whether you use a cold towel, I don't care whether you buy this from us or you just want to use a cold towel instead. Cool yourself off. That way you can recover better and not only, do your next games that you're going to have the next day, or, live your lives through whatever your jobs are. Same thing with the cryo helmet. If you get, this is a part I wasn't going to show tonight, but again, I'm on a roll. And another product that same thing, you put it on your head, okay? Put it on your head. You want to put it on? Sure. Put it on your head. If you get a concussion, now I'm not saying get a concussion that gets diagnosed as a concussion. If you get your bell rung and you see stars, you're probably got at least a mild concussion. Okay? Ice your brain when you're done. All right, ice your brain. This is a brain icer. This is like putting ice on a bruise or ice on a hamstring pull, ice on a sprained ankle. This is ice on a bruise on a brain, that's what a concussion is. So what this does is if you get a concussion, this will help keep the swelling down, which will mean keep the bleeding that's going on down, which if you have a concussion, the severity of it will go down. And not only that, it's got this handy feature here. It's not just what's on the head, what you see when you go, oh, that looks clunky, that looks dorky, whatever. It's also got the cooling around the neck. What I just said, the carotid arteries will cool, help keep your brain cool. And so this is actually in every major league ballpark, in the umpire locker room. It's in every minor league ballpark in the locker room, because they require their guys, if they get hit in the mask at all, they're required to wear this after the game. And the great thing that I like about this is wear it, ice your brain, put it back in the freezer. And when it, then you can ice it more. Don't just ice it once. You're not playing Little League baseball anymore, where you pitch and then you ice your arm once and you're done. Literally, if you get a concussion, this is a product you can use over and over. Now, you could do other products. You could maybe just, ice your brain with, ice in a Ziploc bag, or you get this product that actually fits and works on your head. And I know they're like $80. I know they're fairly expensive for products like that. But when you're talking about things like the skull cap, $60, right? Come on, put the skull cap in your hat, and $60, you're going to have more overall head protection, and they're comfortable. They're not that much uncomfortable. And then have a product like this in your locker room, in your bag, in your freezer at home, whatever, so that as soon as you do take a hit, because you're going to take a hit, right? Take care of yourself. Why would you not take care of yourself out there, right? Okay, I'm going to stop being so preachy. I want to let you finish up the next trend that we're talking about, because then we're going to have to rifle through those, because we're going to be on here too long, because I'm on a parental lecture.
Okay. So let's work down. So we've gone from head to chest. Now let's talk about cups, cup system. So it's not just your traditional banana cup anymore. That's long gone. We want comfort, and we want a system that holds a jock and everything in place where we want it to for the entire game, and it's nice and comfortable. So Nutty Buddy, I'm sure you've seen them on social media. They are fantastic. This is the Nutty Buddy Flex Shell. So you have the shape here. It is ergonomic, and it goes, it just wraps under, and when you take a hit, this shape, because of where it sits within the Nutty Buddy jock and compression tights together, forces impact down, under, and away, not straight in, not up, but straight down, and forces everything back under and out. So you can imagine how that looks, the force going out. But again, it's a 3-part system. Now, that's the thing, is when you buy the Nutty Buddy, it is a 3-part system, and we do highly recommend that you use it like it was designed. That is how Nutty Buddy has set up their warranty for it. So you put on the compression shorts, and this has a specific fabric in the middle here that's going to grip the rubberized edges of the cup. This is the Flex Shell. There is one that is not as flexible on the side, but again, you have just that rubberized edge. Slap it on up, and then this fits in between. It's almost like a floating cup, but again, you have that compression between the jock and the short and the compression shorts here, that it sits in there nice and it moves with you. It's not constricted to one pocket like you've had in traditional jocks. So Nutty Buddy knocks it out of the park again, with just the design and the difference in how the cup works and where the force is driven. I'm gonna go on one more cup that I really like. Our marketing manager, Josh Mann, said this was the most comfortable cup he's ever worn. It's the Diamond MMA. More shaped like a traditional cup, yes. You have more of a rubberized edge too, but the biggest difference is the jock system here. It's a quad strap jock. So you have a drawstring in the waistband, and then you have a cup pocket where the cup will fit, And then you have 4 different straps, one that wraps around the front and then around the back side. So again, you're locked in. This cup isn't going anywhere, but it's going to stay nice and snugged up against you. Also comes, you have the option if you don't just like wearing a jock, but you like the feeling of a compression short, comes in a compression short with the same quad strap jock built in. So Diamond MMA really knocking it out of the park with the system, with the cup systems that they have.
Yeah, I mean, and just jump on exactly what you talked about. It's a system, guys, and the reason it's a system that helps for umpires is you guys are the only one back there who's going up and down the way that you do, and so because of that, this needs to move with you, right? When you get down your stance, it needs to move with you. It doesn't need just to stay. Let's say you're standing up and it's sitting up like this, and then you move down and it stays here. Well, guess what? It's not going to be in the right place to protect you. And we've seen enough bouncing balls, that hit the ground and then come up. And so you want to make sure the protection is underneath you. And these systems allow the cups to fit in a certain way so that they protect you. And this is a trend that we've been seeing this for a while. But when you start adding up, looking at what customers are purchasing and what customers are wearing on the field, they're moving away from just the one cup, right? And one thing we didn't mention about the Force 3 tights is it has a built-in floating cup, right? It doesn't have just a pouch, right? And you don't want that. You want to stay away from products that have just a pouch as an umpire, because when you slide them in, they're not going to slide with you. And so you need products like Diamond MMA, products like Nutty Buddy, or the Force 3 tights that has the floating cup that will float and expand with you. It's kind of hard to show that floating cup. That's you have a video on that, don't you? You did a video on the.
I did.
There's got a video on there on the site. So the thing I like is more and more things on the market are geared to help umpires do their job better, because obviously you don't want to worry about safety while you're on the field or worry about comfort while on the field, because you got enough to deal with, right? Do you have enough to deal with when you're on the field?
I got enough to deal with.
Okay, all right, move on.
So we've gone,
Next trend.
we've gone from head, chest, and the pelvic area to now. I just want to talk about some shoes. I love shoes. My favorites this year have been the Nike Turfs with the orange nubs on the bottom. This is the best grip I think I've ever seen in a turf shoe. A little bit of a white. I know there's big resistance against all the white, but again, they're designed for turf, so I just wear them on the turf. So I like them that way. But you use a little shoe shampoo and you clean them up after the game, and these babies will stay looking nice and clean. But again, look at the grip on these bad boys. Like that is some studs. That is some nubs that's going to grip and it's going to turn. And you're not going to slide with that. I use them for golf. I really like the Nike Huaraches. Nike Huaraches. Moving on to more shoes, you've seen the New Balance V3s that they've come out with. Again, good nubby grip on the bottom. We've got an enhanced fresh foam midsole here, so that is giving you that nice and comfortable base to sit on. And it comes in multiple sizes. I know that the Nikes are only D width, and I know the Under Armour is only D width, but New Balance looks out for everybody and has that 4E and 2E width. They've moved that in up a little bit so you can rep your brand when you're out there. And again, it's all leather. So there's been a demand for, again, keeping the leather shoes. It keeps the weather out. It's not mesh. You can keep it nice and clean. All the umpires love shining their shoes and shining these up. And these babies shine up real nice. Available in mid cut, low cut. These are the mid cuts right here. And I just really liked what New Balance has done to stick with the leather trend and keep they know umpires love shining their shoes. I love shining my shoes. I love cleaning them up. So that's been a big advancement there. You want to say anything about New Balance? Let's go. Okay, so New Balance, Under Armour just released these. We just got them in. So for a sec. All right, so I'm gonna breathe a little bit. So Under Armour yard trainers. This is the second version of a yard trainer for us. Available all black, black and white. Again, more grip on the bottom. I think that's been probably the trend this year, was getting grip. I feel like I've seen a lot of change in grip. So you get it's gonna grip that turf. It's gonna grip that grass, and you're gonna move. Mesh top. I know you can't really shine them up. You can get them nice and clean, and keep them clean. But they're kind of moving away because they want that air. They want that air moving in there. They want to be lightweight. They want your foot to breathe. So again, Under Armour with their new yard trainers. I really like them. There's the whites. Again, look at the grip on the bottom. Just a real sticking with the advancement of like, we need to turn, we need to be able to cut, and we need to be able to move out there and move confidently that we're not going to twist an ankle. So
Before we start talking about basketball shoes,
yeah,
I want to talk a little about these shoes just a little bit.
shoot.
You know, I'm trying to wrap, take a trend and wrap it all around and talk about it. When you talk about all these shoes, we've been selling shoes for a long time. Okay, we started out selling spot built shoes. Some of you may have remember, I remember spot built. Some of you, maybe someone might comment and say, I used to wear pony shoes, right? I've been not been around umpiring and officiating that long to be around pony, but we sold a lot of spot built shoes back in the day. There used to be a warehouse locally that if you bought spot built, they got shipped from there, and so shoes are better. Shoes are a lot better, right? And where they're better is comfort. Now, what I like about one downside of the Nikes is they're narrow. Okay, if you have a wide foot, this is not going to work for you. Okay, I'm in between a D and a 2E. This shoe is not going to work for me. Okay, Under Armour makes a little bit wider shoe. This will be fine for me. Works just fine. New Balance, again, with their wide widths, it's great. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, the 2E widths. If you have any issues, I have issues right here in this area right there where my foot's a little wide. And so I have to go up to 2E there to make that work. It's not like a, fat shoe. You really can't tell. It's a really small difference, and it makes a lot of difference on the roll. Don't be afraid to move up a width in your shoe size there. Now, you did mention that New Balance covers everybody. Now, New Balance does not cover everybody on the size, right? We got they start out at size 7. We're working really hard on trying to get the New Balance to make shoes in a smaller size. Stick with us, bear with us on that. But I want to talk about that. These have gotten a lot more comfortable. This Fresh Foam is unbelievable. For example, it took 3 times for New Balance to build a very, very comfortable shoe. Okay, this is the official shoe. This is the official shoe of New Balance. Of Major League Baseball. Okay, and I can guarantee you that unless these shoes were ultra comfortable, these would not be the official supplier of Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Umpires Union. So if I hear anybody else out there talking, these shoes are not comfortable, right? If you hear that, okay, it's not true. All right. All you got to do is go look at the reviews on the website, see the high reviews that we have. People say what? This is the most comfortable shoe New Balance has ever worn. Okay. It's got a nice insole in it, one of the nicest insoles. But if you're somebody that likes your own insoles, you've got a brand you like, or you like your orthotics, please wear them. Orthotics are something that can help you provide more support and more stability and more comfort to go along with your shoes, okay, to add to it. These shoes are very comfortable, okay? I'll say it again. These shoes are comfortable. They would not be the official supplier of Major League Baseball. So I don't want to hear it anymore, all right? So how about that? If there's anybody out there saying that these are not comfortable, read the reviews, check it out, okay? All right, so that's shoes. Let's talk more about basketball shoes.
We're having to bring in Asics. Asics have been, the staple in running. And what do basketball umpires do? They just run up and down on the hardwood. So giving the nod to the brand that gives you the comfort in running, Asics GT1000s, check them out. Also like that 3 and 2. This is one of the first videos that I did for Umpire was the 3 and 2 BX1s. Traditional patent leather. I know it, like everybody's kind of shying away, but if you want to go out there and you want to make a statement a little bit, you make statements with your calls, but you want to make a statement with your shoes here, go with the BX1 traditional patent leather shoe here. It's all patent leather, has a really nice base here. And again, just a nice, comfortable, lightweight shoe that is going to last you as you run up and down the hardwood. I think that's shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. There's been, you invest a lot in your shoes. You invest a lot in your gear. You invest a lot in just in umpiring and buying into. I've got to get all this stuff, but let's make it last a long time. So I really like the Ump Life shoe bags. Comes in a set. You get one that fits some base shoes. So I'm gonna grab. Get that Under Armour shoe bag. So our friend, one of our best friends, Ray Brownlee with Ump Life, we've been working with him for a long time since we brought in the magnetic lineup card holder, has just knocked it out of the park with the aftermarket products. And again, he has the drive to keep your equipment and give you the best just the best aftermarket gear and apparel gear that you can use. So I like his shoe bags. They're they have a good grip. They're going to last you a long time. And again, they're going to fit just about any shoe. I just put a size 15 in here, and I've still got room to work with. And it goes the same with plate shoes. So I've got my plate shoes here. These are 13s. Yeah. So again, throwing it in the bag, taking it to the game. You shine them up. You do a lot of work to get your shoes in a presentable fashion that you want to show up, and you don't want to like, oh my gosh, they were in the bottom of my shoe bag and I had a bunch of dirt in there and now they're all scuffed up. No, we take our shoes and we protect them. They have air holes. So after the game, if they're all muddy, you throw them back in here. You wash the bag afterwards, but then you let that air get in there and let that breathe out. Again, it's just knowing where all my shoes are. I like it because I can go to the game and I know that my shoes are in here. They're all both in here. I don't have to put them together. I'm not looking for one shoe in the back of my trunk. Yeah. So
yeah,
I just know where they are. I throw it all together and I'm ready to go to my game. I spent a lot of money on these shoes and I want to keep them looking just the same. Lastly, I've got a couple more here. The Ump Life cap carrier. It's about 8 caps. As you can see, I've got all my new Smitty FlexFit caps in here. And again, Ray's just has this passion for giving you the aftermarket stuff that's going to take care of your stuff. This is going to last you a while. Again, 8 caps, slides right into it. Nice and black. Got the air holes in the top here so it breathes well. And again, all my caps are in one place. I don't lose them. I can go to the game and I say, hey, my partner's got KHSCA. All my partner's got MSUA. He's got this. He's got that. Okay, well, I've got plenty of caps and I can pick and we can wear one and we can match. So, shout out to Ump Life. Thank you, Ray. Protecting, and then more. I just keep finding more Ray products, more Ump Life products. In bag here, again, throwing a mask in a bag to protect the frame, the durability. You know, you throw your stuff in the back of the trunk and it might get nicked up. You got paint tipped off, but take care of your stuff. Put it in a nice protective neoprene bag, and then you know that it is protected from all the from anything out there. And then again, you know where it's at. I just like, it's a check thing for me. I throw it in the bag and I know that it's there and I've checked it out. Same with Force 3. Force 3's got their fantastic bags, drawstring. Slides this bad boy in there. And again, I've invested a lot in my gear and I want to keep it nice and clean and protected. Leather bottom, mesh top here. And again, I've got it and it's ready to go. It goes in my bag. I know where it's at.
what's this, Tom?
Same with the shin bag. I don't have any shins right here, but toss me a shin there. I've got one shin. Again, 2 shins. Still no shin. Maybe no shin. But again, just keeping gear protected, not scratched up, so it lasts a long time. Force 3 gear bags. Always taking care of your gear. You buy the best gear, you want to keep it the best shape that it can be in. That's bags.
I have nothing else.
Nothing
You
else.
nailed it. I mean, you just nailed it. And you're right. I mean, there's options in the market that are just for umpires. So you talk about like Force 3, for example, right?
Force 3 makes their own shoe bag.
Yeah, but what happens on the shoe bags out there in the general sporting goods market is they don't fit either our long feet as officials, right? A lot of our basketball officials, it's interesting when you see people who buy shoes in each sport. Basketball officials always have the long feet, and football and umpires typically have more wide feet, and there's just more options out there for that. But with umpires, they've also got the plate shoes. So not a lot of just standard shoe bags, like a golf shoe bag, will fit a plate shoe. And so companies like Force 3 and Ray Brownlee and Ump Life have made bags that will fit umpire shoes, so you can protect all the shoes and all the gear that you have. So we're running through the trends. We talked about head protection, supplemental protection, cup systems, shoes, storage for your products. One more, hang with us. You guys who are listening in, hopefully you're all still here, and appreciate you all tuning in to the NASO Virtual Summit. And
I'll take a little Q&A after.
I'm getting a heads up. I need to make sure my mask is on right here.
So let's
right?
go just talk a little bit more about again, COVID-19. This is something that we've never been in, and it's not something that we're comfortable with at all times. It's something that we're gonna have to get through, and everybody's gonna have to band together to get through it. And if we want to have games, we have to protect ourselves. So one of the newest market trends is wearing a mask on the field. Basketball umpires, this one's for you. Fox 40 released their whistle mask. Kind of looks kind of goofy, but again, we're answering the question. We have to wear a mask, so we're gonna find out what we can do to wear to still work the game. So Fox 40 has their mask. It's a mask and it has a little whistle pouch that hangs off the front. And then I drop it, and it's right here. So it doesn't go anywhere. I'm protected everybody from my spittle and everything. But again, it's giving a solution to a problem that we have to get through. And think about football. You already wear cold weather stuff. So this one doubles. So you got the cold weather hood, doubles as a mask. It's nice and comfortable. That's done by Nike. Nike cold weather hood, very comfortable with the 2-part system here. It raises up, and you have the
you can maneuver it around.
you can kind of work it around.
Mm-hmm.
Ump Life again has their cold weather mask. Fits me just fine. Again, we're knocking down the spittle. We're knocking down everything that could do something to somebody else, but also keeping us nice and warm. It's a cold weather mask. So guys, think about that with football. If you have to wear something, go ahead and wear something that is going to serve 2 purposes: protection, and it's going to keep you nice and warm.
We'll look at the
Fall baseball. Think about that. Mm-hmm.
Early March. That's definitely the Nike product and the Umpire product are very popular and very highly liked. Let's don't forget about the Smitty mask.
I don't want to. Smitty mask, cloth mask. We've been selling. We started with a donation drive to provide the local hospitals and provide other first responders with
across the nation. There's 24 different groups that we worked with, hospitals, veterans, and we appreciate everyone who helped us buy a mask. You bought a mask, we donated a mask. Somebody jumped in and started manufacturing masks, and it's just really kind of a beautiful thing.
10,000.
We sold 10,000. We donated 10,000. And so when you sell 10,000 something in a small market, it ends up being the best seller you ever had, right? And so the nice thing about this is my favorite, Stars and Stripes. And one thing that you may have noticed, I had a little trouble with mine on here. You want to stretch it a little bit, right? You want to make sure it stretches a little bit. I just grabbed this out of the new box. I didn't do a very good job of making sure I stretched out the elastic just a little bit to make sure it fits on my ears just right. But it fits me just right. This is a large size, so I like the Stars and Stripes. That's my favorite. That's what I wear around. They also come in camo, but they also come in the black and white, which is very popular for referees and football, basketball, lacrosse, wrestling, whatever your black and white stripes are. And then also,
can I give one more shout out to Ray Brownlee and getting his Gators in, guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna have Ray Brownlee's Ump Life Gators in, so stay tuned for that. We're always supporting Ump Life there.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, it is coming soon.
So we're trying to do things right. It's an odd thing. We were not planning on purchasing any masks or any Gators or anything like that, or electronic whistles you're getting ready to show for this year. So when COVID hit, the thing was, are officials going to officiate or not, right? And some people opted out, and that's fine. Some people said, I'm just not gonna officiate this year. I'm not gonna umpire. I'm not gonna be a football official. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so, but the ones that do want to officiate, we want to try to help them stay protected as much as possible. And so does the industry, right? So Smitty, Fox 40, Ray Brownlee, we're going to try to provide as much protection as we can. And we're still learning, right? Like we don't want to claim, we feel we know a lot about umpire gear, masks, chest protectors, shin guards, but this is, we're not doctors. So we're trying to do the best we can to help fill a need. And we hope that what we're trying to do is helpful. Mm-hmm. And I know with the whistles you're getting ready to show, Fox 40 cannot keep these in stock enough.
There's been that big demand. I mean, I've answered so many customer service questions just about, hey, when are we getting these in? And it's just been such a high demand. When we get them, they're gone. And guys, we're doing our best to keep them in stock. Fox 40 is trying to do their best to keep them in stock to get them in. But again, it's an electronic whistle. It's got a nice sound. I think it's what, 110 decibels? I want to say
I think it's 90.
90 at this one. The mini was 90, and then you have the 3-tone as well. So you get a different sound that when you're working, you can sound different than your partner, and people can hear it. So again, great options. Check them out when they do come back in stock, please.
Gentlemen, I hate to break in on you here for a second, but I want to recognize Umpatire for just one moment. You guys talked about your masks. I do want to point out that you guys donated 10,000 masks as a company as part of the effort. Right. And those of you out there in the officiating world, make sure when you're watching this, you give them a small round of applause for their efforts to help by donating those masks where we needed it. So I just wanted to interrupt you guys for a moment and point that out to you all.
And that whole thing was a joint effort. I mean, it was a truly joint effort. Many worked their tails off to get masks to us, and we overwhelmed them, because when you have a situation where your local hospital says we need 3,000, we need not we want 3,000, we need 3,000. And we tried really early on. If we sold 100, we donate 100. We had trouble keeping up because it became so popular, and people caught on with that. This program was one where we didn't actually donate the mask, and we could have bought 10,000 masks and paid for them and donated them. But we didn't. You know what? This has been a tough year for a lot of people in this industry. We didn't have the money to donate $37,000 of masks. Okay, so it took customers and officials out there to say, well, I'll buy a mask. I need one anyway. And if you're donating one, that's going to help me feel better about a cause. And so basically, when you bought one and donated one, it was a wash for us. We made no money off that. Probably technically we lost money just for all the time it took to service the customers and ship the things out. That was a lot of work, right? Yeah, but we were very happy about that. And we just kind of felt, you know what, we're not making any money right now, because at one point we were down about 95% in sales back in April. Things are a lot better now, thank goodness. But we're still hopeful for things. But when you're down that much in sales and you can't do a whole lot, people weren't working at all, right? Wondering what was going on. You can do something. You know, you might as well be doing something while you're doing nothing, right? That's a Napoleon Dynamite quote from watching my kids, and I use that. So we might as well have been doing something while we're doing nothing. Yeah. And we just did it, it ended up being kind of a wash for us, as far as we just made it happen. So for us, we were able to donate 10,000 masks and make it happen and get those in people's hands all across the country for that. And we appreciate not only MIDI, but also NASO jumped in as a partner for us. Remember, right? They jumped in and helped market it. Sent a lot of mailers out and emails out and things like that to get the word out and to help. We thought we would sell maybe a few hundred masks. We didn't know. Who knows? This is all new. But let's see if we can sell 10,000, and so we can donate 10,000, and we did, and it was awesome. So thanks so much for Tommy for recognizing that. It's been a nutty year for us. It's been a nutty year, we know, for all you guys watching. We're still trying to do our best to help the industry and help the community. You can see we're bringing in new products still. We haven't stopped bringing new products in, because if we can make things better for you when you come back, or if you already come back, then why would we not? And so we appreciate you tuning in with the NASO Summit at Home. Yeah. I hope to goodness we won't do this next year. I mean, this has been fun, but I want to see everybody in person next year, right? And so
do you want to take a little Q&A before we get?
I don't know. Let's see.
Do you have any Q&As for us?
So guys, we had one person ask a question. It was really directed at you, Ty. Hunter Fry asked, why is Ty so passionate about his shoe cleaning products?
Oh, wow. So if everybody doesn't know, Hunter Fry is one of the employees here. And, he is, I don't know, you had a long title too when he mentioned social media court specialist. Oh my God, you had a long title. So does Hunter. The question is, why is Hunter not on here? Yeah. Why is he not on here? But Hunter handles all of our groups, does a lot of service, does a lot of special projects. Now he's he and I are tag teaming and ordering products and things like that. So I don't know. Are you going to answer his question, or why do you love shoe products so much?
It's not just shoe products, but that's one thing that I can control. When you're going onto the field and you want to make an impression on somebody, control the things that you can control. You can't control how the baseball goes. You can't control the pitches that they throw. You can't control the bats, the balls that they swing at. But the one thing you can control is your presence, is your uniform, is keeping a pressed uniform, keeping a pressed pant, and again, shining your shoes up, looking like they just came out of the box every time you step on the field, because that is taking pride in your work. And that was the biggest thing for me, is like, I can control this. I have this ability, and I can tackle this one, and I know that I'm going to get a 100% score on my uniform, and that's what I shot for every day that I went onto the field, and still do. So
Good answer.
thank you, Hunter. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was a softball answer. You eat that up, right? What else you got, Tom?
So that was the only questions we had.
Good.
So
Okay.
it looks like we've come to the end. So tell people how they can find you guys, and tell them about maybe some other things you guys like. What if I order a pair of shoes and get them and they don't fit me right? Tell me what I can do.
Well, you know what? The great thing about this call is we there's a lot of NASO members on here, right? If you're an NASO member, you get 10% off all products at umpatire.com. Sell products, discontinued products, new products, big bags, and we don't have any exceptions. You get 10% off if you're an NASO member. And the great thing about that is you just use your email address that's filled in with your NASO membership, and it's integrated. You don't have to remember a coupon code, nothing like that. And so if you're not an NASO member, we highly recommend it. Great benefits, not a lot of cost. You get insurance, you get Referee Magazine, you get lots of other perks, you get discounts at other places. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. Just like I say, protect your head, protect yourself on the field, try to recover, get an NASO membership, okay? And so one of the things that we're offering, those people who are on the call, we appreciate you all being here, is we want to give everyone a free gift when you go to the website and find the products that we mentioned tonight. So we developed a page on the website that's got all the products that we mentioned tonight, okay? And you'll find them on there. And if you buy any product and you're an NASO member, and we'll know that when we process the order, we'll see that you're an NASO member, or you use a coupon code, if you're not a member, you will get a free gift from us. Ty, tell us about it.
So I just created a quick coupon code for everybody that is not an NASO member. Know that, that you don't get that 10%, but we're still going to hook you up. It's NASO. So the coupon code is NASO 2020. Apply that at checkout with anything on the site. It's not just those items, but that's where you're going to really see all the items that we talked about. So we encourage you to kind of go check that out. But again, if there's anything else that you guys need, apply the coupon code NASO 2020, and you're going to get a nice free wristband from us. And we really appreciate you guys tuning into this.
Yeah.
It's
Can you share your screen, Tommy, and show them that page? Because we didn't tell them where to go. Okay, so you go to the homepage. If you're on our website, whether you're on mobile or you're on desktop, you go to our website and you scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see a big nice link for NASO Virtual Summit. It's on the left. Keep going. You see it right there, NASO Virtual Summit, Beyond the Basics. So click that link there, Tommy, so everyone can see what that looks like. This is the page that's got every product that we talked about tonight. So that's a neat thing that we were able to do and able to pull off, is basically create a landing page for the NASO Virtual Summit, between the shoes, the Nutty Buddies, the masks, the supplemental protection cups, the heat shields, cold weather items, the COVID-19 items, the protective items, the Umpire Strong bracelet and the Referee Strong bracelet that we just added. You'll notice the Umpire Strong bracelet is $1 more than the Referee Strong, because we're donating every penny of that to Randy Harvey, former SEC and ACC umpire, who's battling a very tough disease right now, and all the money is going to him. So we're making everyone add $1 when they buy that. So I think so far we've donated about $1,250 toward Randy. We wish him all the best. But those bracelets right there, if anyone, or if you're an NASO member or non-NASO member, if you order any item that's on here tonight or tomorrow, you'll get a free Umpire Strong or a Referee Strong bracelet in your box. Such a little gift to you. And we do that. Why? Because if you had come by our booth, if we were doing a real summit, we would have given you something, right? And so this year we were going to give these out, but because we didn't have it, we didn't. So we're going to give them to you. Of course, you're welcome to buy just a bracelet if you want, and we'll match it and send you two. We're not asking you to spend a lot of money, but we're just kind of offering you an incentive that if do spend anything and you do grab any item on there and you see we've got a lot of great stuff. We've been bringing lots of new products in, even though it's been a tough year for everybody. We're still bringing stuff in. We'll give you a free gift. But go to the site. I think the code is on there. Can you scroll up there, Tony, back to that page and go up the top of that page? And that coupon code is on there to enter in. Is it? See it? You go and see the read more. Click the read more there. Code in there.
There it is, NASO 2020.
So we also mentioned, we listed there what the topics we were talking about with all the different trends. We mentioned that there. All those products on there reflect the trends of the day. We love doing what we're doing. I think you can tell that. You can see the passion of what we're doing. We definitely are the authority out there. We want to continue to be the authority. We want to continue to learn. We learn from all of our customers. We learn from going to the NASO summits. We learn from each other. And I learned from you, Ty. I hope you learned from me as well. And but we just love, hopefully everyone can see that we love doing what we're doing, and we love supplying the industry, the community of sports officials in every way that we can. But definitely check us out. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got lots of, I think we've got 7,500 total reviews on our site. We've got maybe about 75 videos, product videos, dish videos, things like that. And we keep adding to that library. We've got lots of information about how to stay safe. If you've liked anything we've done tonight, definitely look around, check us out, learn more. There's plenty to learn. We were going to try to do 30 minutes, which I knew it was going to be an hour. And then, but you could spend even hours of time looking at a lot of the videos we put out there and information we put out there. But we really thank everyone for tuning in and being a part of this and being a part of the NASO Virtual Summit. We hope everyone stays safe out there. We know that it is a tough time, and we hope that everyone's doing well. What else you got, Tommy?
That's pretty much it, gentlemen. Thank you, Jim and Ty, for going through all those products and numerous other useful items for sports officiating. To those of you who joined us tonight, thank you, and we all wish you a very good evening.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and thanks again to NASO, National Association of Sports Officials, for doing the virtual summit. Thanks for everything you do. We love being a partner with you. We're an NASO preferred vendor, and we would like to say that way. Let's keep it going, guys. Good luck out there to everyone.